100-meter final, and a very interesting race we have in store. And well, that's some of the athletes who are competing. Ones to watch out for: Charlene Thomas, Hannah England and Steph Twell. All three of them have the A standard. So this is a race, of course, we have huge strength and depth. And don't forget that Lisa Dobriskey, who finished 4th in the Olympics last year, is not here. Still trying to get herself back into full fitness, Lisa. There's Steph Twell. New personal best this year of 4.3. Laura Kenny, maybe better at the longer distances. Morag McClarty. Interestingly, I'll come back to the Scottish link in a second. Morag McClarty, coached by Liz McColgan. Hannah England, big step forward at the European Team Championships when she went under 2 minutes for the first time. Had to deputise for Jenny Meadows in the 800, and then came back and won big points in the 1500. And then Charlene Thomas just going through the picture there. Again, another athlete improving this year and has got the A standard. So all three that I mentioned there, if they win, will be guaranteed selection. Whoever wins out of those three will be guaranteed selection, whatever happens. The Scottish theme I was mentioning, Steph Twell apparently today in one of the newspapers has confirmed she'll run for Scotland in the Commonwealth Games. Her mother is Scottish, still lives up in Glasgow area. They'll be pleased about that up there, I'm sure. So the usual 3 3/4 laps of the track. If you're interested in the times, that A standard is 4 minutes 6. Steph Twell has run 4.3 this year, as I said, a new personal best she set a few weeks ago. And it's been a little troubled in preparation since then, Steph, but I know he's been looking forward to these trials and hoping to put in a good performance here and then build on this leading into the World Championships. Watch out, as I said earlier on, of course, for Hannah England, who I think there's a big opportunity for Hannah England here. She knows that Steph Twell might be everybody's favourite, but depending, I think, on how the race goes, and the onus will be on Steph Twell perhaps to dictate this race, and then Hannah England might just watch and wait and see what happens.
Oh, certainly the pace looks pretty steady as they come through the 300-meter point. And Steve was mentioning the qualifying time of 4.06, the A standard. Well, they're going to have to be lapping it around about 65 seconds if any of them have a chance of getting that. Of course, Steph Twell has already the A standard. Just you can see her there in the red and green on the outside. Hannah England in about 4th place at the minute. And what a breakthrough she made at the European Team Championships. A brilliant, brilliant personal best in the 800 meters. And I'm sure that will have given her confidence right in the centre there with the number 4 on her hip there. Hannah England just having a look across, and Stephanie Twell just tucked in behind her.
Well, it was a very slow first 400 metres. The other athlete we mentioned wearing these sunglasses, Charlene Thomas, I think she's going to be a real big danger to the two we've mentioned. She does have the qualifying time, but she looked pretty impressive to me in qualification off a slow pace. And because we've got a slow race here, I think Steph Twell is going to be worried about Charlene Thomas in the closing stages. She's from up north, coached by her husband, Aaron, and Wilf Paish, I know, helping out as well. And Charlene right on the outside realises the danger because Steph Twell has gone to the front. She will want to try and dictate this a little bit. Hannah England also extricating herself from a bit of a hole there, but a lot of athletes between her and Steph Twell as we approach 800 metres. And now the pace starts to pick up a little.
Certainly does. Steph Twell has taken them through and picked up the pace and put a marker down for everybody else, and now everybody is trying to play catch-up. The favourite, 3 times the European Junior Cross-Country Champion and, of course, the World Junior Champion at 1,500 metres, Steph Twell, is running this race just the way she wants it. Hannah England just tracking her. You can see her there, the taller figure, running in lane 2. She's back in about 4th place and beginning to make some distance up between herself and the leader, Steph Twell, who is really gunning for everybody now.
Well, this is good distance running from Steph Twell. This is putting your foot down gradually, the accelerator going further and further towards the floor. She knows that, well, she doesn't always have the greatest pace at the end, but she's so strong, and all of a sudden they've fallen asleep here and let Steph Twell get away. Charlene Thomas and Hannah England realise the danger, but Twell is very, very strong. And that was an excellent 300 metres or so that she put in there, caught them napping, and now she'll have her head down and push and push and push. 300 to go. The others are giving chase, but that gap still about 8, 9, 10 metres, and at the moment they're not closing.
Well, Charlene Thomas and Hannah England, who let themselves be taken by surprise in some ways by Steph Twell, but they're almost 15 to 20 metres behind her, and Steph Twell has really taken this race by the scruff of the neck.
And now the lactic starts to build. There's 200 to go. Has she put it in too much there? 62 lap, and Charlene Thomas and Hannah England are closing quickly. This is going to be a real fight down the home straight. Steph Twell's got to grit her teeth here, because here comes the threat. Thomas is moving quickly. Hannah England trying to stay with her, and Charlene Thomas with a big opportunity. Hannah England's finishing pace coming to bear as well. Steph Twell still trying to fight it, but Thomas with the advantage. It's 2 metres, it's now 3 metres. Charlene Thomas is going to guarantee her place at the World Championships, wins the title. Charlene Thomas got the tactics right. Steph Twell perhaps just went a little too hard and couldn't sustain it to the end. And if the selectors are going to have a few headaches going towards the trials, this women's 1500 might be one. Not because these three haven't run well, they have, but of course Lisa Dobriskey is there hanging in the background to be considered as well. But Charlene Thomas has booked her ticket.
Well, I wonder how much Steph Twell will be regretting that. She just ran out of steam at the end, but this is why these championships are so good. You get breakthroughs like that one from Charlene Thomas, and they provide wonderful moments. And another national champion for Wilf Page. The old boy keeps on producing champions, along with Charlene's husband, Aaron. And this was at 200 metres. And everybody surely thought at this point the world junior champion at 1500 metres had done exactly the right thing and just put enough distance between herself and everybody else. But Charlene Thomas and Hannah England from Oxford City were gaining all the time, and Steph Twell was just running out of steam. And you could see Hannah England just beginning to fade here a little bit. Charlene Thomas had put about a metre between herself and Hannah England. And then it was a case of Stephanie Twell just hanging on, and she saw Hannah England coming, but it was Charlene Thomas coming through for her first national title. And boy, oh boy, is she...
Well done indeed. Was up in Leeds about 10 days ago, saw Wilf Page up there as well, and they'll be absolutely delighted, the whole family, and well done to Charlene Thomas. Steph Twell, was a real fight there to hold off Hannah England in the end. The time's not so important there, 1 or 2 personal bests a little bit further down though, but it's Charlene Thomas who guarantees her place in Berlin.